A warm welcome to the live viewers. Welcome to everyone watching the replay. I'm going to share a few words. I feel so good right now. Tuning in, for me, 9 times out of 10, not only will I feel better after I've done it, but I feel really good. Those are pretty good. What a friend we have in Bruno Gröning. Once again, warm welcome to the live viewers. It's so touching to me that, I hop on here and people from all around the world, we tune in together. I share some of Bruno's teachings and we reflect on them together. It's very sacred to me. Thank you for participating. So what's on my mind and heart today is limitations and limitlessness. We've heard the catchphrase that Bruno taught, nothing is impossible for God. And he did teach that. And actually, it's written in the Bible that Jesus taught something very similar. It's written that Jesus said, what's impossible for man is possible for God. And if you look at the German for that statement, or one time when Bruno said it, that it gets translated as nothing is impossible for God. The German literally says, well, first I'll say it in German and I'll butcher it. My apologies to any German speakers. Gott ist nicht unmöglich, which literally means God is nothing impossible. It gets translated as nothing is impossible for God, but it literally says God is nothing impossible, which, as I've been meditating on it, that to me, that means God is limitlessness. God is that which has no limits. It's pretty cool to think about. Said another way, well, I think I'm just going to leave it at that and let other people reflect on it. So, and Bruno said, God has everything we need. Human beings have forgotten that. And, well, before I get into let me share a little piece of my own journey, which, after I experienced many, many healings on this, I came to the conclusion, all I need to do is tune in. That's it. Like I also needed to eat and shower and whatnot, but spiritually, I just thought, that's all I have to do. Well, I don't believe that's true anymore. I believe that contains a deep truth that yes, the power of God is limitless and can do all things. And we, according to Bruno Gröning, we are in school, that this life here on earth is a school. And part of that school is learning. And just tuning in is not the complete curriculum, in my understanding. And by the way, let me just say right here, right now, I am not Bruno Gröning. I am not a master. I'm just sharing my own understandings and reflections on Bruno Gröning's teachings. Please don't blindly follow anything I say or blindly believe anything I say. I'm just a guy working out how to live what Bruno taught. And so here's a prime example. I thought all I need to do is tune in. However, let me give you an example to where that's not true. So Freddie Hosp, the author of Powers of the Spirit, I've mentioned him many times here. Freddie Hosp wanted to become a vegetarian. And Bruno said to Freddie to not do that. And he said, I'm going to paraphrase, I don't have the exact words handy, that Europeans have a deficiency. I believe he said genetic deficiency. I forget the exact word. Europeans have a biological or genetic deficiency and actually require some animal protein for their well-being. So he discouraged Freddie from doing that. So, and by the way, that doesn't mean that every European should eat meat. That's not what I'm here to say. And that's not what Bruno taught, but I think my understanding is what Bruno said. As a general rule, Europeans, because of a genetic or biological deficiency, need to eat animal products. So here we have, on the one hand, nothing is impossible for God, and the power of God can do anything. On the other hand, we have Bruno Goerning recommending specific dietary, something specific dietary that is connected to a limitation. So I feel like this is one of the most tricky and essential parts of navigating Bruno Goerning's teachings. When to just rely on the power of God, and when to do something like a dietary change or a specific yoga posture for some chronic tension, when to just give the tension away, and when to do a specific stretch to try and work on it. And this is where the rubber meets the road, where we need to follow God, not follow a teaching, not say, well, Bruno said nothing's impossible, so I don't need to stretch, or Bruno said nothing is impossible, so I don't need to eat, I'm European, but I don't need to eat that. Or, well, Bruno Goerning said Europeans need to eat animal products, so I'm European, I have to. So that's where seeking guidance comes in. That's where we need to be led, as they say in Christianity, be led by the Spirit, be guided in each decision, which ultimately is what Bruno taught, is that to pick up the divine connection and not set it down, and to be guided by, to seek the will of God. And I put that in quotes because the will of God, it comes with a lot of historical baggage, what that has meant. What it means to me in the context of Bruno's teachings is to seek guidance for each action, to eat meat or not to eat meat, to do a particular stretch or exercise for a physical problem, or just to rely on the power of God, or even better, not even better, or maybe to do both. So I was shocked when I discovered that teaching of Bruno's. I was like, what? Because my understanding of Bruno's teachings had become kind of a formula. Have faith, give away the burden, tune in, have faith, go to community hour, don't think about the burden. If I think about the burden, give it away, tune in, go. It was kind of like this formula. Whereas what Bruno taught, what Christ taught, and I would say any true teacher teaches, is a way of life. And that way of life has nuances. Part of that way of life in many traditions is seeking guidance, seeking clarity, inspiration, intuition on any specific topic, and not blindly following a dogma or a teaching or a formula. You could say blindly following a religion. I made Bruno Goerning's teachings very religious in that it became this like rigid formula. I'm happy to say I've broken out of that. Mostly it's still a work in progress because I love Bruno Goerning so much and I have so much respect for him. It's very easy to think, well, Bruno Goerning said, so it must be true, so I must do it. It's not that I dispute that it's true. It's now I'm seeking to be guided when to apply which teaching and how to apply each teaching. So let's sit for a minute or two together, and then I'll close us with a prayer, or well, we'll see what happens next. And I'm going to close with a prayer. Limitless goodness, love, harmony, health, peace, our Maker, all around us, within us. Our beloved Christ and our dear friend Bruno. Thank you for so many blessings. Thank you for so much grace. Dearest Bruno, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your help. Thank you for walking the spiritual path with us and guiding us. Please, dear Bruno, help us to not turn your teachings into another religion. Help us to seek guidance, discernment. Help us to really reflect on your teachings and from the inside coming to an understanding of them. Please help us to reflect on, right at the time of this video, it's a few days before Christmas in 2024. Help us to reflect on the meaning of Christmas. As you said, to reflect, as you asked us to do, to reflect on the meaning of Christ's coming. Please, I ask for everyone who drops by this video, both live and watching the review of it. Please, everyone who comes to this channel, please, everyone who is connected to you, dear Bruno, I ask for the highest blessing. Please, for all those individuals and organizations spreading your teaching, please, blessing and harmony, that we can cooperate with each other. For all those teaching the teachings of Christ, and for all those seeking to follow the teachings of Christ, please, the highest blessing. For all those who are striving for the good in so many different ways, that can be artistic, intellectual, just being of service, all those who are reaching for goodness, please, blessing and help. And I ask for grace, intervention, and help for all those who have truly lost their way, who truly feel hopeless, lost, don't even believe in the good anymore. Please, grace and mercy, intervention, help and healing. Please show them that there is the good and that there is hope. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can spend a minute or so on any specific individual prayer requests. Please, God, please, Bruno, that each of us be guided throughout this day to do the next right thing. Each day has gifts and lessons. Please help us see the gifts. Please help us learn the lessons. And each day we have things that we can contribute. Please show us how we can contribute to the great turnaround, to a humanity that follows love and wisdom, to a humanity that lives in harmony with nature, to a humanity that knows and recognizes that our Maker, limitless goodness and love, lives inside each one of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for dropping by. Blessed Christmas to one and all.